It started innocently enough, or at least it would have seemed innocent to anyone not dealing with Nancy and her Crestview antics. I had a storage facility on the ranch, a long row of sturdy, lockable units. I used for equipment, feed, and seasonal tools. My property, my rules. At least that's what I thought. Apparently, Nancy had a different interpretation. One Monday morning, I received a call from a neighbor, Mr. Gallagher. Some Crestview members are using your storage units. They say Nancy said it was community approved. I nearly choked on my coffee. Nancy said, "What?" I muttered under my breath. Sure enough, when I drove down to the facility, there they were. 3 SUVs parked in front of the units, Crestview members rifling through boxes, moving tractors and shovels around, as if they were part of some communal garage sale. "Excuse me," I said, stepping out of my truck. "These are my storage units." Nancy appeared behind the group, clipboard in hand. "Don't worry, the Crestview approved. It's temporary community storage." I narrowed my eyes. "Temporary, for you, on my property, without my permission." Well, she hesitated. It seemed reasonable. Reasonable? My 500 acres of private ranch property suddenly turned into Nancy's personal warehouse. I decided it was time to teach her the difference between reasonable and illegal. I walked over to my phone and called a local auctioneer. "We're holding an auction tomorrow," I said casually. "Everything in my storage units, tractors, shovels, hay bales, all of it, goes under the hammer. Public auction, open to everyone." Nancy's eyes went wide. You can't do that." I smiled. "Oh, I can. It's my property. You and your Crestview friends were trespassing. Now your belongings are legally in my custody. Enjoy bidding." Next morning, a small crowd gathered at the storage facility. People from the neighborhood, curious onlookers, and a few law students came to witness the spectacle. Nancy and her entourage arrived, realizing too late what had happened. "Wait, that's my garden cart and my toolbox. A T, you can't sell those?" I pointed to the terms of auction sign I had posted the night before. "All items stored without owner permission are subject to immediate auction." The auctioneer smiled and started the proceedings. Tractors, gardening tools, furniture, even a small riding mower, all went to the highest bidder. Nancy's Crestview friends tried to intervene, but the sheriff had been notified and stood by, calmly shaking his head. By noon, the storage facility was cleared. My auction proceeds were safely in the bank. And Nancy was standing off to the side, muttering about community rights and unfair practices. I walked up to her and said, "Nancy, let me give you a little ranch wisdom. If you're going to use someone's property without permission, don't be surprised when they reclaim it creatively, Buster." Of course, sat nearby, tail wagging slightly, as if agreeing wholeheartedly. The next week, the Crestview board sent an official apology, removed Nancy from her duties, and instituted a policy clearly stating, "No Crestview member shall use private property without explicit owner consent." And me. I installed a double-locked gate, upgraded surveillance cameras, and made sure the auctioneer's contact was saved on speed dial, just in case. Nancy learned the hard way that private property isn't a sandbox for her imagination. Smiling face with sunglasses package. Subscribe to HOA Conflict Story for more.